engines roar in this digital drive. Sweat on my brow, I burn the midnight oil. Lap after lap, carve my name in the soil. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Qualifying ghosts, I'll throw them down. Every corner's mine, I own this town. Tires scream, my setup's tight. I bled for this win in the virtual light. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I pay my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I've chased the line, I've earned my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of the server, I'm winning tonight. Shift up, hold steady, I'm crossing that line. iRacing glory, this moment's mine. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Burning and pixels collide. Steel and rubber in a world online. Every corner's a war to survive. Lead foot's keeping the fire alive. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame we rise again. Lead foot TV, where the night won't end. Screaming sparks in the haze. Metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame we rise again. Leadfoot TV, where the night won't end. Tires scream, the sparks in the haze. Metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. Leadfoot TV. LSRTV, feel the ground ignite through the smoke and fire into the night. Slow and heavy, the storm begins. Glory is calling, only one wins. Lights on the horizon, fire in the veins. Every lap written in blood and chains. The track remembers, it takes its due. Legends falling and legends break through. LFRL, feel the ground ignite through the smoke and fire into the night. Slow and heavy, the storm begins. Glory is calling, only one wins. Lights on the horizon, fire in the veins. Every lap written in blood and chains. The track remembers, it takes its due. Legends falling and legends break through. No retreat, no disguise. Engines awaken under blackened skies. One by one, the echoes rise. LFRL, the fire never dies. LFRL, feel the ground ignite through the smoke and fire into the night. Slow and heavy, the storm begins. Glory is calling, only one wins. Only one wins. Only one wins. Only one wins. No retreat, no disguise. Engines awaken under blackened skies. One by one, the echoes rise. LFRL, the fire never dies.
You talk too much, but the track don't lie. Quit stalling out, quit wasting time. Let me wait for this, pedal to the floor. Quit whining, drive like you want more. Quit whining and drive, feel the thrill ignite. On LFRL, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire is the throttle we trust. Weapon doors at 200 strong. The weak get wrecked, the brave roll on. Every lap for war, no mercy inside. If you came to complain, step off the ride. The time is ticking, the engine's roared. Quiet and drive, that's what it's for. From the sims to the screen, it's the edge of your seat. Burning rubber where legends compete. Quit whining and drive, feel the fury ignite. On LFRL, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Lights out, hearts pounding, the countdown scream. You're strapped in the cockpit of a digital dream. No tears, no fear, just a checkered sky. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive, let the wild take control. On LFRL, it's a race for the soul. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Green flags alive. Quit whining and drive.
Screens lit up, the grids alive. light. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I pay my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I've chased the line, I've earned my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I've paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of the server, I'm winning tonight.
And welcome in YouTube viewers. This is another production of Leadfoot TV, and we're simulcasting on LSRTV. This week we're at Kevin Harvick's Kern County Speedway. Qualifying is wrapping up right now, and just would like to let you know my name's Tracy Brown. I'll be producing tonight. And we also have with us here our broadcast team of Charles Chucho Oberg. He'll be our color announcer, and we have Chris Golden, driver analyst. Charles, how you feeling tonight there, buddy?
Feeling good, Tracy. A new track I'm not familiar with, so I'm excited about this race. What about you?
Absolutely, man. This thing right here is going to be a handful, as we can see through practice and qualifying. The thing is, you get into second lanes coming off these corners, and it's slick as ice. So it's going to be really, really interesting on the initial start as well as the restarts here. Chris, have you got a copy here, man? Want to check in with you, see what you think about tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Kind of in and out here. Got a day job. Unfortunately, it kind of sucks, but turned into a night job tonight. But I'm really missing Wesley Outland tonight, running the NASCAR stuff. But for Kevin Harvick Kern Raceway here is one of my favorite tracks on iRacing and in real life, just because of how diverse it is. You're basically going uphill coming down the front straightaway into turn one. It's the craziest thing ever. Reminds me a lot of the new North Wilkesboro, actually, the way it, not really in the design, but the way the track drives. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these guys. They're going to be really sending it off the corners here. And the crazy part is, instead of getting really loose, these guys actually get really, really tight coming up out of the corners here. So we're going to see a whole bunch of wall slaps. They're going to be knocking the bolts off of these rear tires.
They sure are. And I just wanted to let everyone know Wesley Outland, he couldn't make it tonight. I'm not sure if he'll drag in here sometime before we finish up or not, but he got his priorities mixed up and decided to take a job with NASCAR, broadcasting the playoff race with NASCAR. So if he is able to make it back home in time and log in, he may be joining us a little later on. If not, we're in good hands with Chris Golden and Mr. Charles Chuchoberg. So we got the grid setting up here, so we might as well go through the starting lineup, and let's see if we can figure out who qualified where. Well,
alrighty, so front row. Hey, we do have our lineup here. We got Justin Brooks. Surprise.
Yes.
Yep. We're going to have a little, that's going to be thrown out of whack, though, because he does have an EOL. So that inside row should be moving up. So it should be, front row should be Landon Farmer, then Shane Hodges. Then we're going to be looking at Cameron Chandler, Stephen Luttrell, Joel Farlow, Bryce Nelson in row 3. Landon Brown, Aiden Neese, row 4. Row 5 outside is going to be Carter Pendleton, and row 5 inside will be Jason Woodham. Then your row 6 will be Carter Levi inside, Chris Norris outside, and then bringing up the rear, our two favorites, Justin Brooks and Travis Lepanis. Charles, what are you thinking, man? I mean, this is going to go. I want to put money, see how many laps it takes Brooks to get to the front tonight.
Well, that's exactly what I was just about to say. It's going to be exciting to see how many laps it takes Brooks to get there, because he's going to get there. We all know he's going to get there. We're, guys that have paid attention to this league, it's going to happen. What's the under over there? 5 laps, 6 laps? This guy is that good. Realistically, maybe 10 or 12.
Yeah. Only thing we can really agree on is going to be before that stage break. Unless, I know looking back here, we had a couple races where he was working his way to the front and got caught up in somebody else's mess, and he got stuck back there and had to pit a couple times to fix damage. So we don't wish that on anybody, but darn it, I bet there's quite a few of these guys that are wishing that on Justin Brooks right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, we got guys like Luttrell. Luttrell's, no slouch. He's going to try everything he can to get out there and put a lead. There's guys out here that really want to do everything they can to beat him. So it's not a gimme, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, this one, Kern County is an odd track. And it's one of those places where either you're good here or you're not. And I'm willing to bet we're going to find out pretty quick who's going to be good here, because lights are out on the pace car. So we are going to be going green this time. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on that 31 car tonight. We're going to see how this plays out, but we are coming to green here. Landon Farmer, Shane Hodges, front row, creeping them together, getting all tightened up right there. And we are green. Lucky Ducks Motorsports, green flag. Take them, Charles.
Yeah, hey, we got some action. Great run from the 15 off the start. The 26 follows suit, and everybody else is kind of doubled up behind them. Right now, everybody's just trying to find position, and like you said, this track is not an easy track, so they're trying to figure out what lane they want to settle into right now. And with a guy on your inside or a guy on your outside, it's not very easy. Chris, what do you think about that?
I just saw actually a couple cars get real close. I mentioned that 31 right before we took the green. He was really hooked on that right rear quarter panel of the 45 Aiden Neese last lap. And it looked like he tried to get, almost like they got stuck together, and he really shot up the racetrack, and it cost him 3 spots and 1 around, maybe off the bumper of Brooks, but he saves it. Carter Pendleton got a little loose there. I don't think Brooks may have gotten into him. Couldn't quite tell from that angle, but good save, and we keep her rolling.
Yeah, that was a great save, and this track is going to have that, because the coming downhill and trying to brake downhill is much different than trying to brake on a flat surface. So you're going to watch a lot of these guys kind of lose the back end of their cars trying to woe it down into that corner going downhill. Just the name of the beast here. This track, it's what a wonderful track, and it tests every skill a conventional driver has, because it's not a conventional track.
You are 100% correct. I mean, I'm looking at Farmer and Hodges here. Everybody's pretty much single file as we go down through the line. The 26, the 8, Luttrell, Farlow, Neese through the line back there. I know we keep talking about it. Oh, Chandler making a move on Farmer, gets him up the track. He might take that position, but not yet. He's going to fall back in line. And I know we talk about it all the time, but Justin Brooks, I've been studying his driving style the last few races. Luttrell gets way loose, and he's in the wall, and Farlow taking evasive action. Wow, that was a great save. And if the wall...
Oh, I think we lost Chris Golden for a minute there, but yeah, that was quite interesting. Chris did go... Stephen Luttrell did get up into the wall and seems to be falling back. But look already number 33 of Brooks is just passing guys left and right. He's already halfway through the field. You can't stop this guy. I don't know what to do or what challenge to throw at him. He is going to be a pinnacle in any track he comes to. What a clinic this kid puts on, and right behind, two guys, the 45 and the 34. They're side by side right now, but he just splits them. He pushes, through. God, this kid can't.
He just he has these cars absolutely mastered. If you'll ever notice, his car doesn't wiggle a whole lot unless he wants it to. I don't know how he does it, but he is just that good a driver. And you can see Stephen Luttrell, he kind of got hung out like we were talking about earlier in the broadcast. He was in that second lane, and it is just so hard to get on the throttle there. As you see Joel Farlow right now in the 24, he's on the outside. I have all ideas he's going to kind of, it's going to be some tough sledding right here because it's just so hard to get on the throttle. But I'm assuming they're going to be taking it pretty easy, being that it's so early in the race right now.
Yeah, so I guess there's a lot of tire wear, inside, outside lines, much different. Oh, and we got we got the 33 around. Oh, the 31. I'm sorry. It was same color scheme again. We're running same colors here. So the 31 and Nelson goes around, brings out our first caution. Looked like a little bit of contact. It'd be great to go back and watch that because I really didn't see what happened as it was happening because I was focused on Brooks. Brooks was cutting through the field, and I think that's a little bit of net code maybe. It looked like the car on the inside was holding their line. Didn't look like the 31 came down on the 34. Let's watch this, guys. Pay close attention to this one.
I'm about to say, Tracy. Yeah, there we go. I want to see if we can get an onboard there from Farlow.
I mean, he couldn't. Farlow really couldn't have went any lower. I'm not sure that the 31 realized he was there.
Yeah, he really got a really good run on entry. If you guys notice, they're really great, and he was there at that quarter before either one of them knew what was happening. And I think Farlow was also focused on Luttrell right there at his mirror. He was trying to do a little in between squeeze on him there, and that just kind of sent the 31 around. I mean, it looks like Brown got a little bit of damage on the right front from that, as did Pendleton. As the 31 Nelson got turned there. But I want to go back to what you guys were talking about. I came in right at the end of this Brooks fiasco, already up to fourth. And as I mentioned before, I had to jump out there because the oil field waits for no one. I've been studying Justin Brooks, and really he has a really solid strategy in these cars. If you watch him, I want to see if he'll do it to Chandler on the restart. But as he comes up to a car, he follows their rear bumper all the way down the straightaway. I mean, he is nose to tail all the way down the straightaway. And as soon as he sees an opening, he dives under the car on entry, carries a little bit deeper, and just passes them on entry. He stays right there. He's very, very patient. It's a really, really beautiful thing to watch if you guys can catch it on this next green flag run here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You watch this kid and the lines he runs, anything he chooses is very calculated. He might back up a corner. He might save a little throttle, or get on the throttle a little different coming out of the corners. This kid knows what he's doing, and it's absolutely beautiful to watch. Racing isn't all about getting into a corner and getting back on the gas. It's hitting different brake zones as the pace car dips in, and we got Hodges and Former coming to the start finish, the starting line for your Lucky Dogs Green Flag Racing. We're back underway, guys. With look at Brooks going to the outside, kind of falls back, thinks better of it. Everybody's falling in line here.
Yeah, he definitely. You could tell he was thinking about making that 3 wide, but thought
Yeah,
better
he
of it.
did.
He's going to sit back there and bide his time. Hodges right there. I mean, Chandler and Farmer going at it. Hodges hoping to get away from him a little bit, but right now they're door to door and staying with him. You don't see that very often.
No, this is a much different race than we're used to, and I think even though Brooks is coming up through the field, he's met the top guys now. He's up there with Hodges, Farmer, Chandler. Those guys, Nice, right behind Brooks. Those guys have all been up front all season long. So, I say up front as Brooks has been way far ahead of him, but those guys have been right behind him in P2, P3. In their own positions all season long.
Oh yeah, when we see Brooks getting by Chandler here, and here at Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway, it drives a lot like Lucas Oil IRP, where the top line can carry some pretty good speed if the driver knows how to run that line. And you can see right here, Farmer fighting back on the outside of Brooks and actually pulling him out of the corner, showing that second line is actually where the speed is around Kern County if you can keep the car from getting too tight on exit.
Oh, as you see there, the 33 and the 26 kind of come together there, and the 33 takes that spot and leaves the 33, the 26 hanging out on the outside. And yeah, I've never run this track before, Chris, so I really don't know how this track runs. It seems like these guys want to get into one line right here. I could imagine this doesn't run like a one line track. Like you said, it runs like a 2-line track. It just, I don't think these guys have found really which line they want to run right now.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I mean, with these late model stocks, as we see the 26 and the 8 get together a little bit there, these late model stocks, they don't quite have the power of a lot of other classes of cars to run that second line. So it's really, really about momentum. You have to really know what you're doing, getting in the corner and getting out to be able to run off of that yellow line. These cars really like the bottom of the track at every single racetrack they run. And it's very, very hard to run a second line. But this is one of the few tracks where if you happen to do it just right, you can make that second line fast. But it's a very, very fine line to walk. As we see Nice and Farlow right here, Nice really fighting on the outside there and still able to hang on, showing a great example of what I was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if Nice could put the rubber down out there, it seems like he's got it working on the outside. So, good for him to find something. As the 13 goes to the outside of Brooks, like Hodges is hanging with Brooks right now. This is something we have not seen this season. It seems like Brooks just set sail, as actually he just did there. He kind of got the better of the deal working the inside, but Hodges going to the inside. This battle is not over, folks.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be honest, the only reason that Brooks was able to pull Hodges out of that last corner, Hodges, again, like I talked about, that higher lane is fast, but Brooks missed his entry by about a quarter of a car width, a little bit too high in the corner, and it caused him to get really, really tight out. But he entered just a quarter of a car length too high, and that cost him on that top line. So the top line is faster, but it's a lot like walking a tightrope. You have to hit it just right, or you're going to end up in the wall.
Yeah, as you say that, you could see the 33 is just kind of setting sail. The 15 kind of fell back in line. These guys are just in chase mode right now. We know Brooks. Everybody knows Brooks is going to be out there in front and, kind of pick his own lane and just dominate. But, these guys are sticking with him. So maybe this might be a different race coming down to the end. It might be a little bit of a strategy race. Does somebody take tires a little sooner? Does somebody come shortstop? Do you play the long game here? The 15 of Hodges, Farmer, and Chandler, they're all right under a blanket right here.
Yeah, they're all right there. But let's not forget Justin Brooks. Justin Brooks. His MO is to yo-yo. And what I mean by yo-yo, for the viewers that aren't familiar with it, he will let these guys catch up to him and ride on his rear bumper until he's uncomfortable, and then he's going to take off. He really plays the long game to conserve. He lets them catch up, but never lets them by. So he goes back and forth. They'll be anywhere from 0.2 to half a second yo-yoing as the yellow comes out here. So restart may be a good chance for Hodges, but let's see what happened.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and watch that because I did not catch a spin or a crash. I didn't hear it, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Brooks does do that kind of yo-yo thing, and that's the leader's privilege. The cook's taste. They get to sample what they want out of the race. But here we go with Nice. We're focused on. Let's see what happens to him. It looks like he gets a little loose, can't gather it in, and gets T-boned. Yeah, unfortunate coming around the corner. Little too much throttle. Gotta take a little bit off her there.
That's that second line that I was
foot.
talking about. I'm sorry, Chris. Didn't mean to step on you buddy.
Oh, no, you're okay. I agree with you 100%. That second line right there is definitely coming out of 3 and 4 is pretty slick. And if you can, it's odd because this track's somewhat like Darlington, only in the aspect of the corners are very different. Coming out of 2 is very tight. Coming out of 4 is very loose. And that's because of the uphill and downhill perspective of this track. Coming out of turn 4, you start going downhill, so you actually gain a little momentum, spin the tires, and coming out of 2, you're starting back up the hill down the back straightaway. So you get more grip off of your right rear. Best way to describe it in any form of racing, your right front tire gets you into the corner, your left rear tire gets you out of the corner. So it's all about weight distribution in the corners. So that's why these cars are getting really light coming out of 4.
Yeah, I can imagine the setup here is very hard to get dialed in as much as they want because the track changes so much. You're talking about these guys are used to running flat tracks and the downhill and uphill thing. It just really puts so much of a different spin on setups these guys have to do, because how do you set up for that? How do you get that set up?
Oh, man, I wish I could tell you.
There's no formula for that.
Yeah, there's really not. I mean, I've always been surprised by these rally car drivers that half the track is dirt and they come into some asphalt sections and those. I've never understood it. So we really don't know. It just depends on the driver, I guess.
Yeah, I believe oh no, I got blinking lights on the pace car. I thought it was going through the back stretch over there, or the front stretch, sorry, with lights off, but we got another lap under caution. So, yeah, we got Hodges up front, Brooks behind him, and Landon Farmer and Chandler Brown. Those guys are top 5 right now. That's a pretty good group to have up top 5.
Yeah, and I mean, this is lap 41, so I'm going to assume, this is just an assumption, that this is also going to be our stage break. So I'm willing to bet there were a couple cars that came in and got at least 2 to 4 tires there, and this restart's going to get kind of hairy, I'm willing to bet. But we're going to find out here in about 10 seconds as we are green flag Lucky Doug Motorsports racing. The 31 jumping inside of Farmer already. Is he going to try to make it? Nope, jumps back in line. Brooks out front, Hodges second, Chandler third, Farmer fourth as they start to pull away from the rest of the pack, slowly but surely falling in line. Charles, what are you seeing around the track here?
Well, I see off those restarts, it's at least we got like at least 1 or 2 guys that want to push that third line. They want to get in. The track's so wide, they think they could dump in. As we see the 36 getting into Landon Brown there, that was interesting. He 36 gathered it back up. Landon, amazing driver, kind of took that hit and went with it, pushed him up the track a little bit, so the 45 is still on the inside. But look at the run. The 5 gets off that top top line. I think you're right. I think it does have more speed, and as it gets rubbered in, I think we're going to see more and more top lane driving here.
Well, 100%. But this is one of those tracks where, again, you saw there into turn one, Landon really missed his entry. He went in way too high on that entry, and it cost him 4 car lengths. And going back to that little issue with the 36, I mean, Landon really checked up hard to stay out of the rear bumper of the 31 going into that corner, and then Luttrell just really got into the left rear Landon, and they were all able to shake it out. But it just shows that really, really hard checkup can kind of bottleneck up everybody. And as you can see here, Landon's falling like a rock here. He's trying to run that high line because he knows there's speed there, but it doesn't seem like he's quite found the happy zone, and we're under another yellow.
Oh, I got another yellow, and I wonder if Landon's got a little bit of damage or something through that, because that looked kind of like a harder hit than the casual brush going into a corner. He kind of got into it really hard with the 36, so he might be suffering from damage falling back that far. But I thought he looked up to the high line, and he looked like he was trying to make it work, and it did work until the damage kind of succumbed to his better judgments there as a racer.
For sure. Just trying to figure out where this caution was here. We're showing Landon Farmer, but trying to figure out where exactly it was, because when we cut back to him, he was already on pit road. But what we're seeing with a lot of these guys, high line.
I'm sorry, Chris. Just want to step on you there just a little bit. I think Landon Farmer may have had some connection issues or something, because although it shows him with an incident, I can't get any kind of replays or anything to kind of show exactly what happened there. So it just kind of sends us off into the wilderness taking a scenic view. So just wanted to point that out. Not really sure what happened.
Gotcha. All righty. So not sure on that caution, but Landon Farmer definitely out of the fray right now. He's not up there up front where he was. Wow. Let's see here how this is going to shake out towards the end. I mean, Brooks up there leading. Shane Hodges second. Chandler third. Nelson back up to fourth after his early crash, and then Nice obviously in fifth. Landon Brown really fell back pretty hard on that top line. And what I was mentioning is about that top line. The biggest thing that will get you in trouble running off the bottom is overthinking. There's a lot of guys that think too much when they're running the top line, and you can see Landon Brown. So he was forced up there early on, and he really got a great run coming out. But then once he was trying to run up there by himself, he started overthinking and missing his entry. So again, it's that tightrope, and if you overthink it too much and you don't rely just on your driver ability, you will really, really, really mess up running a high line. So you just have to go with it and feel it. And a lot of these guys, when they're forced into a tight spot, the instinct takes over. It's all muscle memory. So as long as they're not overthinking, you can see these guys run that high line really well when they're put in a bad spot. But if they're up there by themselves, they overthink it and get too tight, and we're going back green. Let's see if
this is a green flag run by Lucky Doug, and here we go with Justin Brooks jumping out. Hodges falling behind. The 8 is going to fall behind. The 32 looked like he was hanging out on the outside until he finds a spot on the inside, because that 8's got him covered. 45's right behind the 31, as the 31 finds a spot on the inside line. Actually crosses up the 8, takes a look to the inside, and guys, we got a really good race up front here. These guys aren't going to settle in. They're going for every spot they could take right now. What do you think, Chris? That restart was absolutely exciting, as we got another guy on the inside. 45 going to the 31. Chris, let me know what you think. This is insane.
Man, I'm watching this 31. He's making some hardcore moves, and for a second there, they played out. But then, that's one of those things. People are going to race you how you race them, and making those aggressive moves. Chandler and Nice were like, okay, if you're going to shove it in there like that, guess what? We're doing the exact same thing, and we're a little bit better at it. So they just kind of muscled him out of the way and said, look, you're not doing that to us right now.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a track where you got to assert your dominance as a race car driver. You can't give anybody anything on this track, especially with the short field, 14 guys on this track. Maybe six guys that are really racing up front together. They're going to take everything they can. Brooks is going to sail away with it. So these guys right behind him, they might as well take any chance they can get.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking here. I keep getting caught up in the race and forget that I'm commentating because it's odd because it's almost lulling people into this sense of relaxation because these guys are so smooth through here. But as we see right here with Hodges and Chandler, there's so much action all over the track while still just like it's almost like watching a ballet. If you understand what's happening, it's much more interesting. But if you don't know what's going on, it's probably going to put you to sleep. So this is definitely one of those races that is for race fans.
Oh, it absolutely is. When you know what's going on here and the amount of tire saving, gas saving, understanding your car and understanding what it's going to do at the beginning of a run and what happens to it later on in a run. God bless a crew chief calling the shots and anything and everything to do with that car, because the driver has a responsibility to drive, but that crew chief has a responsibility to understand everything going on with this car. As we got another yellow flag, and where we got Chris Norris on the we're looking at him. I don't know if that was caused by him.
Let's take a look here and see. Oh, got in the throttle a little hard. Got her turned around. Looks like no damage, but showing that Rusty Wallace paint scheme this week. He's still number 56, but he is showing number 2 there on his car, representing Rusty, and just kind of cruising around, doing his thing, having fun. That's what Chris Norris is all about.
Yeah, Chris Norris is a really good guy, and glad to have him in couple different leagues here, but love the guy to death. He really does do a lot for the his community, and tries to make his racing worth it, man. He really is out here for a reason, and love to see Chris out there racing.
Oh yeah, I mean after this caution here, I'm not the best at math, but we're going to be right around halfway. So we are going to look through here, see what we got going on. And what we got going on, honestly, is the usual. Justin Brooks out front. But they're getting ready to go green again. Charles, I'm going to let you take this next run. I'm going to take about a 10-minute hiatus. Got some work stuff here, and I will be right back with you guys.
All right, yeah. As Chris dips into his work load, I'll be here to walk you guys through what's going on. Unfortunately, Chris got tasked with some late night work stuff, and he would love to dedicate every moment and every ounce of his energy to this hobby, but work calls.
Yeah, he's doing double duty tonight. I'm doing a similar thing, but not quite as intense. My second job is just pressing buttons, so I can't complain too much. But
No, you do a great job at it, man.
Well, I appreciate that, Charles. I tell you what, y'all hit the nail right on the head talking about it's almost like a ballet here, because I've been in these situations before where you want to go, you don't want to abuse your equipment, and there's just everybody's on just a slightly different strategy as we're getting ready to take the green flag again with Justin Brooks out front on the pole. Shane Hodges.
Yeah, so we got Justin's going to take us down to the start-finish line, the green flag, brought to you by Lucky Ducks Motorsports, as the 15 kind of hangs with them on the outside. That was the absolute most even start we've had. It looks like everybody's kind of in line. The back of the field, it's kind of coming together there, but everybody else just got really single file as soon as they could. As we take a look at the 36, trying to get by the 71. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
working
we
on
got
them.
yeah, we've got Aiden Neese right now. He's closing in on the 8, and that'd be Cameron Chandler. But these guys back here in the back, I know Landon Brown and Stephen Luttrell, both of those guys went into the pits. So I would imagine they're on fresh tires right now. So they may be making their way up through the field, just depending on when the last time was some of these guys they get around when they pitted and had fresh tires. So this is going to be interesting to watch because we got battles going on, little miniature battles everywhere as we see Joel Farlow and Carter Pendleton. Joel Farlow just passed him for the 5th position. And then we've got, let's see, the 31, Bryce Nelson. He seems to be in the middle of the action the whole night tonight. Everywhere he goes, there's a group of guys fighting for position. But now we see Stephen Luttrell and Landon Brown has got around him with those new tires. So we'll see how far they can advance up through the field as we take it back up front, see if we can check in on what's going on up here. And I'll let you talk for a minute there, Charles. Man, I swear there's so much going on, I just can't hardly quit talking.
Tracy, it's one of those nights. As you know, the 15's got quite a bit of run. He's about a lane and a half above the 33. So like Chris Golden was saying. Brooks seems to toy with these guys. He seems to, let them catch up to him, let them feel they got a chance, and then he just kind of sets ill and pulls ahead. But if the 15 could save a little bit more tires, maybe he has a run on the 33 later in this race. But we got the top 3 under our blanket right now, and it's making a good race. We're just gonna have to wait and see. We got half of this race left. It's only lap 75. This is a little bit over half. We're gonna see what happens with the second half.
Well, we've got about 50 laps to go at this point, but the top 3 have not pitted. That'd be Justin Brooks, Shane Hodges, and Cameron Chandler. So it would be interesting. It's probably going to be too big of a risk to come in under green flag conditions, take a pit stop. But if there is another caution, that is where it's going to become very interesting because now Justin Brooks.
You speak it into existence. There is another caution. And I don't know if the leaders wanted to see this because, like you said, if there is another caution, guys are going to get new tires here. I don't know, and I almost got to say, that's 49 laps left. Brooks knows his ability. Does he really need to come in for new tires? I think he's shown his ability where he can stay out on his old tires or not.
Yes.
What does he do here? He
is going
dips
to
into the pits. He dips into the pits. Oh my Lord! And who stayed out? Jay Farlow stayed out.
Shane Hodges stayed out.
Shane Hodges with the 15. Yeah, the 15 stayed out. I thought it was Farlow was right behind him, but oh my God, they stayed out. And this is.
I just don't know. I don't know. I was honestly and. I don't know if Justin Brooks will go back and watch this or not, but I tell you, it would have been really interesting if Justin had stayed out and the other 2 guys that hadn't pitted had came on in, and that would have been Shane and the 8 of Cameron Chandler, because then they would have had the new tires. Justin Brooks would have been on old tires trying to make it the entire way. But I don't know, man. It's like a ballet and a chess match all together here. You tell me, Charles, what do you think? How's this going to play out here? Because I think Justin Brooks, he's going to be back there in 8th, but he's already started in the rear one time, worked his way back to the front.
Yeah, I mean, we know Justin can get through the field, and that's bound to happen because Hodges is the only one that didn't pit. He didn't come in, so he's almost, the sitting duck out there. And Farlow, he didn't come in till last pit was 48. So this is going to get really interesting up front. We're going to see what happens here.
I'll be honest with you guys. What I'm seeing here with Justin Brooks on new tires, restarting eighth, the only way that Justin Brooks doesn't win this race is if all of these 7 cars in front of him work together and say, look, as we're gonna have to have 6 guys sacrifice themselves because they're gonna have to be rolling roadblocks in order to keep him off the leader. Otherwise, he's going to be up there in less than 10 laps. And we're about to find out because we're going back green with the Lucky Doug Motorsports green flag. Hodges with a great jump. Chris Norris in third with a good jump. 3 wide. Ooh, Pendleton, Woodham, and the 31. Ooh, they got squeezed up in there. Charles, that was pretty close.
Oh man, what a great restart! And we're still 3 wide going down the backstretch. So this is insane as they kind of, think the better of it, get too wide, get kind of settled down, and look who's there, right behind these guys, biding his time. Is Brooks is just methodically waiting for it. Oh, as the 21 gets a little loose, he might have gotten bumped. Is that no? They keep it together. Wow, I thought we were gonna have another caution right there. That was insane.
Man, God dang it, I hate to take this stance. Woodham saw what was happening and backed out. Norris knew before the race what was going to happen. On this restart, I'm going to call it like I see it because it's just happened again. The 31,
oh, another one.
The 31 has been far too aggressive. I mean, to be honest, I'm going to call him out right now. If he has an issue, we can talk about it later, but he ran over 4 different cars in 2 laps on a restart. I call it like I see it, guys. I told these guys before. I call it like I see it. That was some baloney, is what that was. That somebody needs to rein that guy in.
Yeah, you know how it is when certain guys get they're amped up, man. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to make a pass, and some guys just tend to push the issue as he did. He pushed the issue a little too hard there.
I'm saying that was the 4th time. I mean, he took Woodham and Luttrell 3 wide twice in the first lap. Woodham was smart enough to back out. He gets into Chris Norris, shoving his nose in between 2 cars 3 wide. Very, very reckless from this restart until here. Tracy, heck, we got a little time here. If you want to run it back, and we can watch that entire restart again. That was that's golly. I try to stay neutral, but I'm kind of fired up right now.
No, I get what you're saying, Chris. I mean, you as an announcer and as a broadcaster, you want to call a good race, but we got to call it as we see it too. We can't just give you the fairy tale dreams of everybody's just out there racing the cleanest of clean. But you got a guy that's that aggressive. It might be time to say, hey man, you need to chill out a little bit.
I think so. I'm just, Woodham saw it on the restart. I mean, he took Woodham 3 wide twice, and within the first lap, and Woodham just lifted. I mean, you could see it clearly. He lifted and just fell back in behind the pack in the 71 and said, "Look, I don't want to be a part of this because this guy's going to wipe somebody out." And sure enough, that's what we just saw. I mean, he darn near took out Norris, and then he takes out Pendleton. Just no regard for anybody else running their line or running their race. All he could see was trying to get to the front, and you can't do that. It's a lot better to finish 8th than it is to finish in the back of the pack with a tore-up race car.
Yeah, a lot of people want to win races and not race for points. So, there are different approaches to all this as the pace car dips into the pits, and we got the number 33 Brooks and Fowler on the front line, and we are a green flag brought to you by Lucky Ducks Motorsports. And once again, we're gonna see what happens here. Great start, great reset here, but Brooks seems to just have that line. God, he can he do no wrong? Like, is he gonna make a mistake ever?
Tracy, let's jump back there to Chris Norris again because I feel like we're about to have another issue back here. Just a feeling based on what I saw in the restart with somebody jumping 3 cars again. I'm a little concerned that we may have a replay playing out, but I kind of want to see how Chris Norris plays this more than anything because there's a little bit of history there.
Oh goodness! So these guys have histories. I wasn't aware of a history. So let's watch what the 31 does, and it's not the 2. It's Chris Norris is in the 56, but he's on their screen as 2. Oh, as he gets a little loose. Oh, the 2's trying to hold on. Oh man. So yeah, the 31 gets by him, no problem. Chris is trying to push it a little too hard there, and right, and that might have been from what we were watching earlier. Chris has been kind of bullied by him the whole race, so that might have just added to that.
Yeah, it's like, really? Okay, so this right here is really good, aggressive, clean racing. Nice and Farlow, it kind of came to a head as Farlow goes around, but
He couldn't see it.
Oh, they were banging doors. They were being very aggressive, but also fairly clean. These guys race each other a lot. They're pretty cool with each other. That right there is still very, very aggressive, but it's weird to say if there is a such thing as cleanly aggressive. It was, and then they held it together as long as they could, and then it just had a little bit of a come apart right there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So there's a difference in kind of dooring a guy, kind of rubbing, trading paints with a guy, and then there's guys that think they could just stick their nose in whenever they want, and take a line away from a guy, or vice versa, try to push a guy down low and keep him on the bottom of the track, and when a guy comes up because he has no tires, that causes a lot of accidents. So yeah, you're right, Chris, man. There's race etiquette here. Big thing in any racing. Race etiquette is going to get you to the end of the race where you don't have to fix a car. In real life, man, you gotta fix a car all night. In iRacing, you get to hit a reset, and I think it gives these guys a extra ego boost here that they don't really have to turn a wrench at the end of the night.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most accurate statements I've ever heard about iRacing. It's just, and we talk about it a lot in all of our leagues. It's like, look, guys, the only way we're going to provide good racing is if we race like we have to pay for these cars if we tear them up. And a lot of our series have become that way, but every once in a while, and it's through no fault of their own, that we have a few new guys that'll jump in, and they race like people have raced them on iRacing, because everyone knows iRacing is very aggressive. It's very wind based, and they're fairly new, and they'll jump in and not realize, like, hey, these guys are going to give me room. They're not going to race super hard like this, so I need to give them some room as well. And it's an adjustment period. It really is. And sometimes you have to kind of give a guy a slap on the wrist to be like, look, we don't do that here. That's how everyone else in iRacing does it, but we race like we have to pay for these cars when we tear them up, and it creates better racing and a better experience for every driver involved. And it takes time to learn that in these leagues, because not a lot of leagues are like that. So it's something good, but I mean, we're seeing the other side of it once in a while as well.
Yeah, no, and I think Leadfoot does a really good job of producing a great atmosphere to take guys that like Brooks, that just dominate the field. Chandler, Hodges, Nice, Luttrell, Brown. Those are big names in this league, and they can kind of help these guys out and point them in the right direction. But everybody wants to win a race, so you kind of competitive.
Aggressive.
Yeah, and again, almost 4 wide. Wow, we don't see 4 wide in the late models very often. Number 8 goes around. Oh no! And it looks like he spun around clean. Everybody got around him, but that could have been really bad, because that's a spin up front. That could have took everybody out.
I definitely want to be fair with my criticisms. Pendleton definitely shoved him 3 wide really early right there, and then it looks like Nice and Chandler just got a little overzealous. I mean, right there they're already three wide, and they become 4 wide coming out of the corner. So this is not a place where you want to be 3 wide, and especially not 4 and 5 wide. And right here, Nice really shoved it in and just couldn't quite hold it and just drifted right up into Chandler. He just got in there a little too hard and straight up. I mean, it wasn't intentional by any means, but it was over aggressive move. Just shoving it in there. It just didn't stick. I mean, it's a racing deal, but it's one of those things where it just did not stick.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what
The
happened?
45 wishes he had more tires there. He really wanted more tires there because that was a beautiful move to the inside, and it just doesn't work when you don't have the tires.
Well, I can tell you exactly what happened here, guys. They realized it was 25 to go, and it was time to dig. You got to send it. You got to hold the pedal to the metal and hope that the tires stick, and hope
Yep.
that you don't create too many enemies along the way. 25 to go. Sponsored by Golden Racing. Chris Golden himself on the rocking the mic tonight.
Oh man, 25 to go, time to dig. This is the only time of the race. These last 25 laps where I will not talk crap about aggression. This is the time where if there's somebody in front of you, it's okay to drive through them because Chris Golden said so.
Yes, sir, and I agree with you, man. Especially on these short tracks. Short track racing is just, the pinnacle of, giving somebody the bumper, getting them out of your way. That's the only way you're going to pass on a short track race. So this is when racing at its best comes to play. Is you got to get there, move the guy. You got 25 laps to go. You got to get there.
All right, so this is going to be the 31 car, Nelson. This is going to be your time to shine, buddy. If you're watching this broadcast later, we've been pretty hard on you these last few laps, especially me. But this is your time to shine, bud. You can go drive through them. I give you permission.
I just wanted to mention, too, guys, Aiden Neese received the end-of-line penalty there, so he'll be restarting in the back of the pack.
Goodness. Yep, for that. I mean, like we called it, a little over-aggressive. I believe the same thing may have happened to the 31 earlier, but I'm not sure. I'm sure Tracy can let us know later, but we are going back green for now, and we are down to 21 to go when we come back to it. And Lucky Duck Motorsports green flag, Brooks Hodges. 31 trying to make it 3 wide under Norris, and Norris slams the door, said, we ain't playing this game again. Brooks and Hodges. Hodges figured out that outside line. 3 wide, 31, 56, 71. Woodham, Norris. Oh, hello, Mr. Nelson. Man.
Yeah, that was intense. I thought 36 goes around. Oh my God! And he collects a couple more guys down the right in the turn. But that actually was a beautiful. Oh no, we got some extracurricular activity. That's not going to fly. And I was going to say that was a beautiful restart up front. Just happened to the back of the pack just wasn't happy with each other. And let's see what happens here. The 36 Luttrell. He goes around, but there's some extracurricular activity we need to see here. There's a lot of aggression.
Yeah, so here's what we got is, I mean, Pendleton gets into Luttrell, turns Luttrell. Nice gets into the 31 and Nelson and turns him. Woodham gets into the 8 of Chandler and turns him, all while trying to check up around Luttrell. Now, it appeared that Nelson in the 31 took issue with Nice getting into him, with them both avoiding Luttrell. I believe that's the only thing that I saw that he could have taken issue with, and if that's the case, then we're gonna. I mean, I don't really know how to call that one, but if that was the case, somebody needs to have a chat.
Yeah, there might be some penalties there. I can't say I've look down the league rules or whatever, but it's just guys getting heated on the racetrack. You got a guy like Brooks, Hodges, Brown, Farrell, Norris, Nice. These guys are really good race car drivers, and the guys right behind them trying to make a name for themselves. They get a little frustrated when they can't keep up with those guys, and I kind of understand it, but once again, you definitely have to keep you cool. You can't go just trashing a guy's race.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, I understand. I will say this. Like, again, we've been really hard on him this race, but I understand Nelson's frustration as well. I mean, he did start towards the front, had a really bad break early in the race, and I'm sure he's frustrated at this point. But it's one of those deals where you can't run over a guy for getting into you trying to avoid a wreck. I mean, everybody's scrambling. I guarantee you, Nice did not turn him on purpose. 100%. That's one of those things where, yeah, you're gonna be upset. You're gonna be critical of that because of how your race is panned out. And I'll be honest, I've been guilty of it before. Um, but I'm sure when he goes back and watches it, he's gonna feel really bad about that, very possibly. But at that point, the damage is done, and the penalty should be assessed accordingly. But we're going back green again. We got them re-racked, and we'll see how this one shakes out because it's getting a little western out here with 15 to go. The Lucky Duck Motorsports green flag.
Yeah, once again, the guys up front, what a beautiful restart that is. We got Brooks out front, Hodges on that high line, and Landon Brown, he's hanging there. Look at him diving in on that low line, kind of falls in, and the 34 or the 24 follower to kind of takes that bottom line, kind of away from him a little. He had the run there, so all fair and game. But Landon had a great run there, and just kind of had to adjust his line up the track because far low. He dove down in there. That was his lane, and took it from him.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through the field here, and I'm showing Nelson 4 laps down now, so he may be getting some damage repaired on pit road. I'm looking to see now 5 laps down. Yeah, definitely looks like Nelson may be in the pits or disconnected.
Yes, he disconnected.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He had such a great race.
I feel awful for just noticing, but Travis Lapenas has not turned a single lap this whole race. He gridded but did not take the green, and we are out here without Lapenas tonight.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate to have him with us because Lapenas is always putting out a stout show. He's a great hard competitor, so hate to see him not out here tonight.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's really missing him quite a bit, but these guys are still putting on a great show. I'm sure he'll pop up here once in a while. Next couple races, I mean, he hasn't missed very many, and he pops up in quite a few of these. And these guys are really getting single file here. The only action we really have is Chandler moving in here on Nice. Let's see if he tries to shove it in. Almost pushes Nice up the track. He may take that position, but Nice has the momentum coming out.
Yeah, that top line. Here. That top line does have the momentum coming out of the corner, but the 8 proves me wrong right there. He took that inside line, absolute beautiful corner, set it up just right, and that's what I feel you have to do here is set it up as these guys are getting a little too spread out to set up much more. It looks like Brooks set sail. Hodges, Furlow, Brandon, Chandler, your top 5 guys, they've just kind of got to relax now. With 6 laps left, you just got to drive your drive, man. It's a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, Nice had his hands full there a couple laps ago. Looks like he might have burned that right rear off running that top line a couple laps and lost that position to Chandler and then again to Pendleton right after. And he had a handful there for a second and really squirrely out of the corner.
Yeah, I know, Tracy does a great job, and we really can't get, in-car views too much during the race, but I guarantee you a lot of these guys are just soaring on that steering wheel tonight. Their arms are going to be really tired after tonight, especially when you got direct drive wheels with 20 Newton meters of force or whatever. These guys are going to be hurting. They drove a good race tonight.
Man, I've been thinking about it. I think the only way we're going to stop Jay Brooks is if we force him to move up a class or something else. Like, look, you just flat out cannot race with us anymore. We're going to have to do what Hendrick Motorsports did with Jeff Gordon's. Like, look, we're just going to have to make you operations manager and get you off the racetrack, because we have got to. That's the only way we can stop him, is to give him a dadgum job.
Absolutely right, but the 50. I gotta say, Hodges hung with them, and I know you talk about the yo-yo thing as Brooks kind of fools with people. As we got a caution with 3 laps to go, this might be a shootout that Hodges needs, because Hodges has hung with Brooks all night, so this could be a great shootout towards the end.
Yep, Nice he had a handful coming out of that corner every single lap. I mean, I called it a couple laps ago, and he just could not hold on to it anymore. He had nothing left to hold on to there, and it just came around on him. And this is going to shake out pretty interestingly. If Hodges and Farlow can kind of work together a little, or Hodges and Brown even, if someone could give Hodges a shot at just the right time and help him and kind of beat Brooks to the corner, we may have a photo finish like we had a few weeks back with Brooks and Hodges.
Yeah, you hate to want to bump a guy at the beginning of a race, but it's almost like you gotta kind of bump Brooks up the track a little bit, get him off that line. He's gonna run that perfect line every race. So maybe it's a bump off the line that allows these guys ahead of him. I don't know. We don't have answers. This guy's too good.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see what happens here. I mean, it's going to, whoever's restarting in 4th should really, really give Hodges a shove. If they can give Hodges a shove right at the green, he might actually have a chance to get up alongside of Brooks. But it's going to be close. I feel like we're going to have another photo finish just like we had a few weeks ago with Hodges and Brooks. And Hodges near about got him. I'm tempted to wonder if he can get him this time. And I'll go ahead and tell you now, his best bet is to take that high line. But the thing about the high line on entry, it's a very, very tight entry on that high line. You've seen it all night long. These guys have entered too high. To run that top line, you have to enter in on that bottom line's door. You have to be right on his outside door to run that high line well. And if he hits that line well, he'll be in good shape.
Yeah, like you're saying, I think, I agree, man. Watching a lot of short track racing my whole life there, the only way to pass a good guy is try to take his exit away. Keep him down low on the exit so he can't get a good run off the exit. As we come back green, we're going green, and the green flag sponsored by Lucky Ducks Motorsports, and Brooks gets a jump again. Hodges doesn't even get a chance to get out there. Everybody kind of falls in place, other than the 5 and the 8, as they kind of fall in place. It looks like Brooks is going to set sail if Hodges can't get to him. There's a Hail Mary, man. Hodges, go. Give it all you got.
He's trying, but we're at the Tiltify, 1 to go. Hodges' car's just a little bit too tight on exit, and we got
an accident.
Norris around coming out of 2. They may let them finish this one, and they are.
Yeah, it's green. It's green all the way.
We got the checkers, and that's another one for Justin Brooks. Hodges 2nd, Farlow 3rd, Brown 4th, Chandler 5th. Looks like Luttrell 6th, but we'll get our official order here in just a second. Man, what a heck of a finish there. Norris going around. He's definitely not going to be happy, but another great race here for Justin Brooks, and we're going to let you guys watch the celebration a little bit, and we are going to take a quick break and get our top 3 finishers here into the booth for some interviews.
Absolutely.
We'll see you shortly.
Eastern Technical Design Incorporated provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Services include architectural renderings, preliminary plan design, as well as final construction drawings. These drawings include all the necessary structural, building, plumbing, and mechanical electrical plans as required to produce and deliver a finished building and/or structure. This company is proudly owned by LFRL's Tracy Brown. Eastern Technical Design. Contact them today at 252-245-1599 or email them at easterntechnicaldesign@gmail.com. Commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Eastern Technical Design is the perfect plan for your building needs. Blue Line Soft Wash is a veteran-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing integrity and precision to exterior cleaning. Founded by a retired law enforcement officer, and we proudly back the men in blue. Blue Line Soft Wash upholds the values of service, commitment, and attention to detail in every job. Trust Blue Line Soft Wash to protect and enhance your property with the same dedication they once gave to protecting our community. Protect and serve. Protect your car with Blue Line Soft Wash today. Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, is a premier provider of professional logging and land clearing services, proudly serving communities across the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. Their services are vital for large-scale land development and forestry operations. By prioritizing responsible land management, Tar River Environmental helps clients achieve their land use goals while maintaining ecological integrity. Find more details on Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, on Google today.
Would you like a sport of tea and some crumpets?
One.
Yes, sir. I'm down here with Joel. Valiant third place finish after starting in seventh. Joel, how did you feel? What did the race feel like for you, man? Because it was absolutely, what a race up here in the broadcasting booth. But we would like to hear what you felt on the track.
It was very loose, and you had to kind of change your lineup as the race went on because early on you can kind of run it hard a little bit because the tires gripped up, but then as the race went on, you kind of wanted to get in the center, get on the very bottom, so you don't get the right side on the top lane because that just gets you real loose. A lot of grip that can spin you around like that. But yeah, it was just saving the tires. You just basically couldn't slide them. If you slid them, it would really wear out that right rear. It was about saving that right rear and the right front. Because 1 and 2, you can really mess up the right rear, and 3 and 4, you can mess up that right front too. Because you got to really wrap it around the bottom in 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, short track racing. You want to put the car down low, but uh, in trying to keep up with Brooks, I'm sure you were trying to do anything and everything you could. Is there something you wish you did different throughout the run? That might have brought you a little closer to the finish.
And I don't know. I feel like I did a lot better than practice. I figured out the line stuff. I couldn't quite figure it out, get that little extra speed, but at the end, starting to figure out the line, get a little lower, it wouldn't get the car as loose. That's what really kept me in it because I was able to keep the tires. A lot of the people I was racing around at the end, they had better tires, but I was able on the restarts get some really good speed and stuff because on the restarts when the tires cool off, I feel like I'm about pretty good compared to everyone else. That line
Yeah,
stuff, it keeps the cars from not spinning out, keep the tire temps down.
you gotta go back and watch some of those restarts. Some of those restarts are actually absolutely epic. But I gotta hand over the mic to you, man. This is your time. You're third place podium finisher. It's your time to thank your sponsors, anybody and everybody. The mic's yours, man.
Man, I like to thank Landon Brown. Me and him, we're teammates in another league in the Xfinity cars. He got me to sign up for this. It's been pretty fun racing here. Was it like race 8? It's been pretty fun. I feel like this has been a pretty good season. This is kind of what I've been wanting to do, getting this top 3. Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Excellent, Joel. Man, it was absolute pleasure watching you race tonight, and what a show you put on, dude. You got to be pretty proud of yourself for a third place finish in this field. Anyway, there's some heavy hitters there, but I gotta turn it over to my broadcaster, Mr. Tracy Brown. Tracy, are you hanging out in the pits at all?
Yes, thank you very much, Charles. Called up here with our second place finisher, Mr. Shane Hodges. Shane, how are you? Well, can you just kind of recap the way that you feel like the race went tonight? I know what I watched, but what were you feeling behind the wheel there? How do you think things went?
Well, I think it was a good race all in all. It's just, I think that it was really who could save the right rear the best and not slip the right rear. And I tried to play the tire game to see what it would do. And I waited to pit, and I believe I should have waited a little bit longer. And I think that it would have helped me a little better than what it did. But all in all, it was a good race.
Well, that was one question that I was going to have for you. I noticed, I can't remember what lap it was, but Justin and a lot of the upper guys running up front went in and pitted, and you elected to stay out on the tires that you had. But was that sort of like, I don't know, I guess part of your strategy? Were you looking at maybe being able to catch a caution flag a little bit later on in the race and maybe being able to get some new rubber to be able to, you know, kind of have an equalizer for Justin there?
Yeah, I was trying to like just mainly just like you said to just have better tires than Brooks did, and I noticed that right before that caution came out that my car wouldn't change at all, and I found a pace that I could settle in and ride, and I just it felt comfortable for me, and the car handled it, and I wanted to try it again to see what it would do, and after that, I think I could have went maybe one more run until I really needed to take tires, but it was really just trying to see what I could do to win against Brooks.
Well, I know during the broadcast we were talking, it was almost, I know that I said it. I think Chris Golden might have mentioned this was almost like a ballet with the strategies that was going on, but it was almost to me like a ballet intertwined with a chess match because you guys were running up front, and you always have to wonder at some point you're going to reach a time to where you're better off taking tires and being able to use that grip and kind of making your way back up through the front. And for you, I'm not sure. Did you ever even pit? I'm showing that you did, but obviously it wasn't on that pit stop that I was talking about there. But can you tell me about when it was you did pit? Because I honestly can't recall right now.
I think it was somewhere around like lap 90, I think was when it was.
I got you.
And
Did you have to more or less pass everyone back through the field again to make it back up to second place?
yeah, I was trying to just maximize my speed and not burn the tires off to coming back through the field. And I think I did that pretty decently, and I didn't have enough for Brooks.
Well, you might not have had enough Brooks, but I don't know too many people to do. But I gotta hand it to you, man. You were making it interesting there. I don't think Justin could have slipped up too much, or he would have had a bumper full of your hood there, uh, on the rear bumper. So, anyway, I just would like to congratulate you on finishing second. And you certainly made it interesting. You drove a one heck of a race. I'm not even sure if your car has a scratch on it. From what I'm looking like right now, it looks freshly polished and buffed out and waxed. So, do you have anyone that you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, Aftershock Setup Solutions, Ryco Performance, Justin Brooks Designs, and y'all for putting this league on. And that's really it.
Well, Shane, I certainly appreciate you talking to me, and I certainly appreciate you selecting me to be the guy that interviews you as well. And just one hell of a race, man. I got to tell you that. There's no shame in finishing second to Justin Brooks. Although I wish you would. Just was able to pull it out. I know Justin's listening. He knows that I understand he's got a lot of talent, but it would be nice for someone to kind of, I don't know, make him finish second once this season, maybe. Am I asking too much? What do you think, Shane?
I was hoping he was going to slip up to where I could get by him, but it was going to be hard to hold him off if I did.
Yeah, that's the problem. You got to wait for Justin to make a mistake, and those mistakes, if he makes them, are few and far between. But anyway, congratulations, Shane. Like I said, there's no shame at all in finishing second, Justin Brooks. So anyway, I think I'm toss it back to my partner here, Mr. Chris Golden. Chris, do you happen to have our winner standing by you?
Yeah, this is your favorite Leadfoot announcer here. Definitely pulling out my favorite race winner. 9 for 9. 9 for 9 this week. It's all about the favorites here. That's definitely what it's 100% about. Justin, how much do you like this track, man?
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad to be talking to my favorite announcer of all time. I love this track. I mean, it's a driver's track. It reminds me of Richmond on steroids. You can run any lane and be fast. Tonight proved that. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of fun. You had to get through the beginning like we were, just trying to save the right rear, trying to hang on to it a little bit until we pitted and had the car a little tighter. And then you can actually let it rip some, but still had to be careful with the right rear. And we had a pretty good race there at the end, besides a few yellows.
Yeah, for sure. So I got to ask, were you nervous at all? And you can tell us the truth because you already know all the rest of the competitors hate you already anyway. So were you nervous in any aspect when we had that green white checkered?
um, yeah, well, a little bit, a little bit. The outside line can be really, really good here, especially if you pinch somebody down the right way. I knew Shane was going to pinch me a little bit. I was hoping he wasn't going to go down and literally kiss my door. Thankfully, he didn't. But yeah, I mean, you can really make someone get loose on the bottom, especially in 1 and 2. So, I mean, it was all about just getting a good start and driving it off into 1, hoping it sticks, and just trying to set sail from there. And that's what we did.
Heck yeah, man. Well, be straight with you. I mean, heck, it's always fun to watch you. I know I mess with you guys a lot. It's fun to watch you. But I mean, I'm not gonna be as nice as Tracy was about it. I'm tired of seeing you win, dadgummit. Uh, we get, we're about to just pay you to sit up here in the booth with us because it's getting ridiculous. We're about to give you that Jeff Gordon treatment and make you a car chief or something, whatever his job is with Hendrick. It seems like that's the only way we're gonna stop you. But that being said, who would you like to thank tonight?
Be fine with that, considering Jeff Gordon was my favorite driver. I want to thank JustinBrooksDesigns.com, Lightlayer, Deer Processing, Levi Sim Shots, Crow Sim Shots, Hodges Sim Shots. Everybody makes it happen. All the viewers out there, some of y'all my favorites that's out there in the chat. Thank everybody else on the racetrack tonight. That race to be respectable, race to be clean. I appreciate that. I always have fun driving through the field and knowing that some of these people are going to not give it to me, but at the same time, they're going to race me clean. It's much, much, much appreciated. Thank all the guys behind the scenes who makes this happen. LFRL, it's a great league. Like I said, it's always fun. It's a shame that there's only 1 week left in the season. Want to thank you guys, obviously. You, my favorite announcer and all. Charles, Tracy, everybody makes Leadfoot TV happen. Thank you guys for putting this on and making an entertaining product. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Ready I guess I can say I'm ready for the end of the season next week. I'm only ready because it's Irwindale, but I mean, I wish we could have about another 5 races, so it'd be fun.
Well, that is the good thing about iRacing, though. Even after a season ends, you always know there's going to be another one coming up somewhere pretty soon. So, I got to ask here, I mean, what are you looking forward to as far as, I mean, we're coming to the end, so what are you looking forward to for next season?
Well, hopefully some more guys coming in, some new faces and stuff. Like this season, we had several new faces, and some of them fast, like Cameron and Joel. Just to name a few. There's others out there too that just haven't been showing up the last few races. I don't know what's been going on with that, but hopefully some new faces, more sponsors coming on. I know that Landon and them work really hard behind the scenes of making this thing as big as it possibly can be, and they're doing a great job. And I know that they're definitely going to get eyes onto this product, and people's going to want to jump on board, whether it's next season or the season after. I mean, it takes time, but they're doing a hell of a job, if I say so. That's pretty much it, and maybe if iRacing decide to release some new tracks like Florence or something like that, that'd be a hell of a track to race it on here.
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, heck, we've been working pretty hard to try to get Salem and Berlin on here. A couple of my favorite tracks from the ARCA season that we run. I would love to have these late model stocks out there on those tracks too. We're still working to get that done, but man, I guess we'll see you next week at Irwindale to when you show up to win. I mean, race over at Irwindale next week. But other than that, man, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Except for Tracy, what was our move of the race tonight?
Well, I think we're going to have to put that to a vote because I honestly have no idea. Our yes sir moment of the race, I don't know, man. Have y'all got any nominees? I mean, there was some great racing from the front of the field to the rear. There were so many battles we really couldn't keep up with all of them. What was going on? Everybody raced. this is a tough track to race, especially on the outside line. And I thought everybody gave, a little bit of room. Granted, we did have a few cautions there, but man, I don't know. The only thing that kind of comes to me maybe would have been Justin Brooks selecting to pit, uh, whereas Shane Hodges maybe stayed out. I don't know. That easily could have been flipped around, if Shane was able to take a later pit and make it work for the victory. But I don't know. What do you and
Yeah,
Charles think? Have y'all got a
I,
nominee?
I've got one. It didn't really work out for the driver, but from a driver perspective, it was probably one of the smartest moves I've seen in iRacing, and it wasn't a competitive move. It was strictly a self defense move, and it was Woodham when they was three wide on the outside, just lifting and falling to the back of the pack and saying, "I don't want any of this mess." I think it wasn't a very fancy move. It wasn't something flashy, but it was very, very smart. And
Yes.
that's going to be my
Yes.
pick.
Yeah, I agree, man. Sometimes you you just gotta get out of the mess, man. You got to be smart, and you want to finish a race with the car in one piece. So I agree with Chris, man. The move of the race might not be the most spectacular, but it might be the safest, and that definitely was a good choice right there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, hey, I'm sure that Jason wouldn't be glad to hear that. At least he got a top 10 finish tonight. But Jason is a very smart racer and very cool-headed guy as well. So congratulations, Jason. You get the yes sir moment of the race. And anyway, I guess we might as well kind of show you the final results here of how the race ended up playing out. Of course, we've already talked to Justin Brooks. He started in first, had to go to the back, ended up finishing in first. Shane Hodges, what a great run he had tonight. I mean, very impressive there. I really thought he was going to have something for Brooks tonight, and I think he did. He brought a lot of heat up to Justin there, made sure that Justin couldn't make any mistakes, or I think Shane would have capitalized on that. And how about Joel Farlow? Got his first podium of the night. Kind of had an up and down night. I think he even got a EOL penalty there and still worked his way back up in the third position. Landon Brown, my nephew, had a great showing there. Him and Joel were battling out for third position as the race was winding down. Landon started in ninth position, ended up finishing in fourth, so that was a great finish there for him. Cameron Chandler in the 8 car finishes fifth. Started fifth, so I guess, you know, not much to talk about there, but there was still an awful lot of good racing there. I mean, he was in the mix all night long, and same way with Carter Pendleton. Carter, this was his first race with us tonight in the 21 car. He ends up finishing sixth. He started out in 10th position. Had a great run. With Carter in the 21 car, we didn't call his name a whole lot tonight. And honestly, you know, yeah, I'm sure he wished we had of as far as moving up the field there, but it's actually a good thing because he wasn't causing a lot of issues or anything like that. I was a little bit worried with him. Never, seen a race that he's run or anything. In seventh position, we had Stephen Luttrell. That guy is always in the mix. I think he kind of got mixed up, had some things kind of send him to the back or back of the field, some issues that weren't of his doing. And I would also like to say, hello, Mr. William Luttrell, the Stephen Luttrell Fan Club. He's always the one here keeping me. Make sure that my mic is on. Let me know if it's not. Appreciate that, sir. Chris Norris, how about that? Finishes in eighth. Sorry about that. Chris Norris bringing the heat tonight, finishing eighth in the 56 car. Aiden Neese was a front runner all night long. Had an incident late in the race, ends up finishing ninth. Jason Woodham, the man with the move of the race, the yes sir moment of the race, ends up finishing in 10th. Bryce Nelson, the 31. Well, I think A couple of our broadcasters might have thought he might have been a little too aggressive. I happen to agree, so I think it's unanimous up here in the booth. He's obviously fast, but maybe just dial down the aggressiveness a little bit and kind of take your time, work it up through the field. He ends up finishing 11th. In 12th, we got
He's my
Landon
favorite.
Farmer. Bryce Nelson is your favorite. Rock and roll. I think you need to get the 31 tattoo on your chest there.
I'll get it tattooed somewhere.
In 12th, we got Landon Farmer. It's a guy that I personally pull for. He's been with us all season, ran really good. Started in 3rd, fell back to 12th. I'm not exactly sure what happened to him there. He missed an awful lot of laps, so I'm not sure if that was the internet connection or not. And, Chris, we got Travis Lepanis, who finished in 13th. I think did he fall down to number 2 in your favorite drivers? I mean, has Nelson leapt above Travis Lepanis at this point?
I think Nelson really hopped over Lepanis tonight because I mean Lepanis always shows up. He's always in here racing hard, and tonight he didn't show up. Him and Carter Levi, they were in here and they never really just came in the race. I mean, they were in here and they didn't come in, and so it didn't even really get a start. So Lepanis kind of hurt me a little bit right there.
Yeah, Travis Lepanis, who I've said this multiple times, is my favorite Canadian. He made the jump over Steve Wallace earlier this year. Not to be confused with Stephen Wallace, but Steve Wallace on YouTube. And Carter Levi. Man, that guy always seems to run up front. I'm not sure if he had internet issues or what, but he did not. He more or less didn't start the race, so I'm not sure what happened there. But Carter Levi is always one of the guys kind of runs up front. I'm not sure if he just didn't like the track and said I'm not doing it tonight or what. But anyway, Carter, hope you get everything squared away. You too, Mr. Lepanis, hope you get everything squared away, man. Hope you're able to join us next week for the finale, and that will be at Urandale Speedway. So, that wraps up the finishing order, and before we get out of here, I would just like to mention, if I can find it here. There we go. Okay, and starting on December the 14th at Southern National Raceway Park, we're going to have the Super 5 Pro Cup Championship Series, which will be our top 10 drivers, more or less racing with the top 10 of Raw Stock and Racing. Both of these particular leagues are specialized in late model stock racing, and everybody loves the love the short track racing that this particular series brings. And so what we're going to try to do is recreate as close as we can what they used to do in the Hooters Pro Cup, where they'd have a 5-race series between the North Division and the South Division. So anyway, even after next week, when we wrap things up, you guys be sure to tune in. December the 14th, that's going to be a really special event. And before I forget anything else, I would like to thank Wild Ops for sponsoring this. They do an awful lot for our veterans, Lucky Ducks, Tiltify, Fishtails, Outfitters and Guide Service, Eastern Technical Design. I hear they do pretty good plans. 213 Simware, W Energy, Blue Line Soft Wash, Tar River Environmental, and CRN. Unfortunately, let me keep going. Joiner Brothers Racing and Tricked Out Decals. Ford Wide Motorsports, of course. I don't know if they'll claim us or not, but we consider them to be a sister league. We do an awful lot with helping out one another, between the leagues and everything. They do their thing. We do ours. I'd like to thank Emmett Crow tuning in and chiming in the chat. Said, daggone, got in here late. Haha. What's up, fellas? Hey, Emmett. Maybe we should bring you in next Sunday for the finale there. But anyway, that's about everything that I got from a producer role. Charles, what's your final opinion of how everything went tonight, buddy?
Oh, I gotta chime in here, man, and say, Leadfoot Racing, this is my favorite league. Watching guys like Brooks, this guy's one of the favorites here. He's just an insane. Uh, Tracy, you're always my favorite producer. Chris Golden, it's a pleasure to work with you. You're one of my favorites. Watch you and FS1 on the um, was that the ARCA series and stuff like that. This series is absolutely my favorite, man. What do you guys think? This is a great show.
Well, I'm glad to be number
Yeah,
one
yeah.
on a list somewhere, Charles. So I do appreciate that, buddy. What's your final thoughts here, Chris? As you're out there in the middle of the oil field drill, baby, drilling. What's going
Oh
on, man?
man, it's dark out here. uh, I'm this was something I've always loved Kern County. I mean, even before Kevin Harvick bought it, it's been one of my favorite tracks. This one and actually Irwindale are a couple of my favorite tracks. I'm really looking forward to Irwindale next week. I mean, there's lots and lots of Hollywood movies that were filmed at Irwindale. You guys can research those if you like. Have a little extracurriculars. Lots and lots of fun. I really love that track at Irwindale. Obviously, the ARCA West Series races both of these tracks. Really cool night. All jokes aside, I have no favorites. I hate all of you equally, but LFRL is lots and lots of fun.
Well, okay, how about that, guys? We're all in the same basket there. Chris, thinks of us all in the same manner. We're all on the same level there. Anyway, I'm Tracy Brown. I was a producer, subbing in here for Mr. Wesley Allen. I hate he couldn't make it, but hey, if an announcer can't make it, what's a better excuse than I got to call a race at a NASCAR championship race? So he was at Martinsville, couldn't make it in here. Luckily, thank goodness I got a couple of good friends, Mr. Chris Golden, Mr. Charles Osberg, were able to join in here and help us call this race. It was a fantastic race. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a ballet mixed around a chess match with a little bit of lawn darts thrown in. So anyway, just would like to say thank you for watching, and we hope to catch y'all next week as we head to Irwindale to kind of finalize the season and see who's going to be headed to the Super 5 Championship. Anyway, you guys have a good night. We'll catch you next week. See ya.